Well guys, it's Season 3 of XCOM2 Long War 2. It's gonna be Operation Gatecrasher once again. We're gonna be starting off fresh and new. Basically what has happened is that the Long War 2 got updated to 1.4, and with it came a variety of changes that I felt were significant enough to warrant tapering off the old series, Season 2, and then sort of just starting off on a new one. The other thing also in general is that I was sort of just sort of took a check. Well, I mean, once the update rolled out, it forced me to take a look at my campaign and how it was going, and basically there were a few problems that could have been. There were a few problems that were basically preventing me from having a bit of progress. And so what I've been doing in the meantime is playing a Vigilant Iron Man campaign just off camera on my own, just to figure out what happens, just to see what happens. And I also wanted to try out a new mod list, so you should see already a couple of different changes here. So obviously for your convenience, we've got this little mod up there, which actually helps us, sort of helps you get an overview of what to expect from the squad. And then just sort of other similar things like that. I've been playing around with some of the mods, some of the graphic settings, just trying to get something smooth. Unfortunately, my system still lags a bit on some of the higher, I guess more complex battles. But then it's always kind of just been said that XCOM2 is not the best optimized game out there. So I'm not particularly. I mean, it is kind of annoying in the sense that I may not always get a consistent, smooth 60 FPS in each of these videos, but I think while I still enjoy playing XCOM2, and I still enjoy making videos, why not combine the two and still get the ball rolling on this kind of series? So there's really not much I can say about the Gatecrasher mission at the moment, but I can pretty much tell you we're in a corner of the map, which makes things pretty simple. I've also been sort of reflecting on if there's anything I could change about this, or like about the videos in general. Like maybe should I do more editing? Should I do less editing? Well, I think it's pretty obvious that more editing would be kind of given there. But of course, I mean the or I guess the problem with more editing is that obviously it takes away more time that I could basically be spending recording more videos. So it's definitely a decision based on my time constraints, which is not the easiest thing for me to figure out. And ultimately, while I'm still sort of just doing this as a hobby, and alongside managing several jobs out there, and kind of just still needing to pay the bills, so to speak. Of course, the time I have remaining to do video editing and such, of course, remains to be seen. So that's not to say there isn't any merit in video editing. I completely understand the benefits and things that it brings to you, the viewer, and of course for me, practicing the necessary skills required to I guess a bit more than just a competent YouTuber. Not that I mean, it'd be nice to be kind of like a YouTuber and influencer, but unfortunately I'm the type of person who enjoys kind of just doing a lot of different things at any one time. So I wouldn't be happy with just being a YouTuber who plays games. I would be a much more happier person if I was someone who was able to entertain many interests at the same time. So unfortunately this does mean that it does come at the expense of not being like fully specialized, not like having one single role that I could easily do, and I suppose not so much a clear kind of path that kind of way, because like once you're a YouTuber you could branch out into other areas and maybe for lack of a better explanation, kind of just have fun with certain other aspects that may more closely relate to being a YouTuber. But as for me, and as I've mentioned this in a couple of previous videos, is that I currently teach mathematics for a living. I teach math to the Americans. I'm pretty much like a TA or a teaching aide, and but to those in Australia, obviously, I'm familiar with the university system.
The officers seem more capable than the grunts. We're not sure whether to chalk it up to training or stricter mind control.
Oh, it could be both, but it could be both. Why couldn't it be both? And of course, one of the things, and of course, so I mean that pretty much pays the bill for me at the moment, even though I still kind of live at home with the family. But
Heading there now.
I kind of just recently moved back as well. Still, you know, still feels like I'm feeling my way around, but definitely getting better at simulating back and sort of just getting into the rock and getting into the pretty much how things are going. So I'm not too worried about that for the time being. It's really more a question of it's like, okay, well, I still need to juggle responsibilities. I still need to juggle expectations. If I don't meet expectations, what am I going to do? If I don't meet expectations, then how much time do I need to invest in those expectations? And for some of you younger than me, I'm 27 years old. It's just kind of this thing. It's like, you know, why are you thinking about these things? It's not something that should be. I don't know. It's just not something that I think about. So why are you thinking about such things when it's kind of an age thing? You know, it's like for me, like I said, I'm 27, so I'm kind of like going, kind of that pointing age where. Most people would like be sort of just chugging away at their career job, and then there's people like me who are still kind of just figuring out what they want to do. And I mean, the reality of it for people like me is that it's like sometimes there's just no one role. Sometimes people like me, as I've said before, we function best by having more than one role, multiple roles, and I don't think there's anything particularly wrong with that. Some people may disagree, and that's completely fine and understandable. So I'm trying to think about how I'm going to initiate on this group while I continue to talk, but it looks like I'm going to have to put Ben Hawkins over here, and maybe you could do a frag grenade over to pop a couple of them. That could be a possibility. But I think, oh, you could do a frag grenade. No, that's a flashbang, thank you. Let's get a frag grenade, get a bunch of them, and then we'll start shooting from the rest. So it's nice to be starting out with a bunch of new people. Oh, I didn't realize we killed a trooper already. Okay, so I guess enough about me. So you will have noticed at least a difference in the mods as well, in that I've sort of have done a different visual mod as well as a different 33. That's terrible. 722. Okay, so it looks like these guys up top are gonna try and take a shot at. Should I throw another grenade down there? It's 2 to 5 damage, so it's gonna be really hard to kind of knock him down. So it's probably easier to take down the drone first and then take pot shots at him. So for those who can just shoot at him, they'll do that. And then well, nice. Okay. And then if there's anyone who can shoot at the drone, then I guess they can worry about him first. Okay, yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that. And then you can shoot at the drone. Oh, 89. You got some pretty snazzy green gear as well. That helmet is pretty snazzy as well. Alright, let's shoot that drone down. So far so good. Well, we're kind of revealed now, so we'll kind of just move up slowly and go in Overwatch. We can take all the time we want, so I'm gonna abuse that to my, I guess I'm just gonna go ahead and abuse that, and for opportunities to talk more. So one thing you may have noticed is that I'm using a different mod. There's definitely another thing about like just having. I prefer. I was kind of just like watching some other videos, and then pretty saw like these kind of icons. I think that's actually more useful than the one I was using at the moment, because it's more having the small icons as well as some of the other smaller things, like if you notice that some of the if you notice that it actually indicates who's got loot to drop. Now, I wasn't sure if I wanted to actually have that particular mod, because because I felt like it was cheating the game a little bit. It was giving away too much information that I would otherwise leave to guess. But the reality of it is that the other benefits that this mod that gives, then I actually haven't bothered to look through and tweak the options, is that, I mean, some of the other icons are actually pretty darn useful. So I thought, okay, let's just roll with it. Let's not complain too much. Ultimately, it still doesn't. It's pretty much a small adjustment in terms of strategy. So it's not like it's gonna say, oh, you should do that move because of this. It's gonna be one small thing that ultimately I will take into consideration. But and this is why I pretty much was kind of just like, so that 2-week period where I basically wasn't putting out any videos. It was because I was just spending all that time on my Vigilant Iron Man run just to kind of suss out the mods and see what happens. So so that's that, and I mean pretty much why it's been a bit quiet for a while, and of course work has been very busy at the moment. I don't even know why I'm recording this when I have so much work to finish this coming weeks. So it's kind of a bit silly on my part, but certainly everybody needs their rest every now and then. Otherwise, I would be going a little stir crazy if I didn't have the chance to. Okay, so it looks like it reaches pretty far that way, so there might be a mob in that direction as well. I'm very tempted to split up our group into two, just to kind of scout out and different. Oh, hello, we've got lag. Okay, no, it's just that civilian. Okay. So we'll probably split our force into two, because like the mobs we're seeing so far really not all that particularly worrying, I suppose. But the main problem is that like I could be like running up and down, and it's like one of us may get caught out, which can be a problem. So I really should just be careful not to be too reckless. I've decided on, I know I'm kind of just jumping from topic to topic, but I've kind of decided that I'm just going to be doing another Vigilant Honest Man run. I know before I said it was Bronze Man, but the technical term is Honest Man. The main reason was that sometimes or at least my main problem with Iron Man runs is that sometimes I just have bad days. Sometimes I just have bad days where I'm just not making the right decisions at all. Hello. Oh, come on, you got the upper ground. That's a lot of people.
These guys make up the bulk of the Advent forces we've dealt with. They're disciplined and well equipped, but their obedience makes them predictable.
Not that well, I mean, predictable isn't a bad thing. Hey, we got one. Oh, that's lovely. Okay, so well, we gotta start ferrying people over, so that shouldn't be too difficult. That's kind of annoying though. I guess I can get you over here. Move! Good God, the lag. Okay. Oh, you can get a flank. That flank would be lovely. All right, please do. 67. Yeah. So, like I said, it's still gonna be Vigilant Honest Man. I actually kind of said, like, at the end of the Season 2 video that I thought, okay, maybe I want to try Commander. But given that sometimes I just still have bad days, it's like, and sometimes you just get a chain of bad missions in a row where it kind of puts you at a point where it's not easy to recover from. So it actually kind of just makes life a bit difficult in that regard. So it's not something I'm a fan of. I wish I was kind of like always consistent, always on my toes, but it's sort of like sometimes there are just days where I just sit down and I just want to play XCOM to unwind, and maybe I just want to have a bit of fun, but sometimes bad days do happen, and the reality of it is that I'm not comfortable playing Iron Man if I'm someone who's capable of having a bad day. I don't think it's fair on me, the game, and my enjoyment of the game if I accidentally screw something up just because I was just having a bad day. And sometimes it's just not, at least to me, when it comes to bad days, sometimes you can deal with it, or other times, and some people are just good at not letting bad days affect them, but that's definitely something that really can't be said for me so much. Sometimes I will have bad days and I would just screw up royally, and on an Iron Man run, sometimes this actually happened earlier today. That basically means a full squad wipe. So which really didn't do much for my mood. I will be honest, and because I was kind of nursing a pretty bad headache at that point, and that's amazing. Wow. How many turns we have? We have 3 turns, so we're good. We're just gonna bum rush them, and then hope we can save her before we. Oh, I just realized that he's gonna be running an I1. Well, thankfully that wasn't gonna be a problem, but that was certainly a bit worrying for a second there. All right, can you even? I hope you can. Not really. That's kind of a shame. We do need someone who can kind of just like snake around. Haha, I say snake. And really get the edge on them, because I think this is the only other mob we have to deal with. So, it's kind of annoying that we can't just flank them. Oh well. Well, we can get you over here. I think at this stage we're gonna sort of not worry about the loot too much and just go straight for the grenades.
Get ready for a surprise.
Because the more people we save, the better. So we kind of have to expedite the killing process, just so we can get a chance to actually have more soldiers to start off with. One thing you will discover is that I do have Commander's Choice on this one, because I feel Commander's Choice actually allows me to really. Do you have a move? No, I've used you already. Okay. Did you just crash through the window of the? Okay. Alright, 23. It's really not gonna happen. I can throw a flashbang, but I don't think it's gonna do much. I feel like that's always kind of the problem with Gatecrasher. It's not always the most reliable, but what can you do? 42. Sure, yeah, I'll take that. Well, that's if you can do the damage. But next turn you can actually move forward and throw a grenade. So I'm not too particularly worried.
Okay, I'll go.
And then you can throw a flashbang. Just kind of just to mess them up a little.
Need a light?
You go, Tracy. And yeah, sometimes I wonder if, like, in terms of long war design, it's sort of like you really want to how to say it. I guess the question is like, you know, if you have a full squad wipe in long war, is it really like feasible to get back or not? And I suppose that's just something that has been, or something I want to think about for a while, because it's like I've just got a string of bad runs on my V2 and Iron Man save, and it's a bit demoralizing. So it's not something that I really want to let happen. So it's kind of we'll see what happens. But I've always wondered like if it's really recoverable, because even if you get a single squad wipe, and I suppose that's something that only really after time that most people will be able to say after having played Long War for a while. So okay, you can definitely move to flank him. Why cannot? There we go.
What's over there?
Maxine. Last shot of the mission. Oh boy. Sometimes you just get those strangely bad rolls and you just wonder what the heck is up with that. Right. Well, the least we can do is kind of just keep pushing forward. Can you see him from there? Yes, you can. Oh no, you can't. Can you see him from there? Yes, you can.
Tired of waiting around.
We're kind of just gonna bum rush the guy. At least we got a guy with a grenade. So I'm not gonna be too worried if we don't get an opportunity to. Alright, blue. Can you see him? Alright, nope. Okay. Okay, so this is an elevation issue there. Okay, move there. Oh, there you go. Forgive my being reckless. I would like to kill you, please. There we go. Okay, there's still more advent out there. Looks like Yosef is not gonna make it this time round unless we kill the next round of advent in the next 2 turns. Oh well.
Here I come.
I mean, it's kind of a shame, and part of me is just thinking, oh, I should restart the mission already because that's so bullshit. And I suppose some other people will have other opinions about that, but what can you do, I suppose? It's one of those things that sometimes you just have to ask yourself, is it...
Although they bear some resemblance to the sectoids first encountered during the invasion, their genetic structure now includes human DNA. They are stronger than ever, with an even greater psionic potential.
Alright, well, they are probably too far away for us to reasonably kill
Moving to position.
this turn, so we probably don't have enough. I don't think we have enough firepower to reasonably. Now what's the sectoid hiding behind? Okay, that means I can flank it from this window over here. I just need. Oh my! I pressed the wrong key. Wait. I'm not sure what he must have hit the relay. Okay, that's fine. Well, we'll have a go. Okay, smash the window open. I really need to remove that hotkey binding because that's actually been screwing me up a bit on my Iron Man runs lately. So, alright, so what I want to do is get other people over here. Keep behind full cover. And would love to get a flank or 2. You can actually see. Wait, can you actually see him from there? No, you cannot. But if I like move you here, then okay, you've got a flank on him. So, I guess I'll move you there first. You can bash open the door and flank him later. And then who else got a shot? 10? Oh, that's terrible. Maybe if I move you, basically don't want you in view of the sectoid. Just want you to be able to flank them next turn. That'd be lovely. Oh well.
Go, go, go!
Then we can always throw a flashbang in there just to, I don't know, mess them up a little. There we go. So I didn't have like a list of dot points before I started talking about this, so there's probably a few things I haven't covered, but there was definitely a few things I wanted to improve, such as, you know, kind of like faster videos, shorter videos. Although there's definitely still gonna be some long missions that, you know, will make things a bit difficult to do so. So it's kind of a bit hard to say what's gonna happen, but I can definitely tell you that things have changed a little. Especially there's basically it's basically much harder to do sneaky missions, which is, to some people that's a good thing, to others not so much. So it's not something, I guess, worth fretting about, I suppose. Could you hit him, please? Ah, that's a shame.
That's it, I'm out.
Well, you're apparently out. Okay, that's not a very comforting thing to hear. Now, I really don't want to run like a bunch of Overwatches, because that would be dangerous. But it would be really nice if we could get a shot on that set point. So Kathleen, oh, you got 7 HP. You can definitely survive 2 shots. Okay, I'm pushing my luck apparently. 73, pretty please. There you go. Okay, so that's the sectoids Overwatch. Took taken down, 29. The problem is we've got an engineer here, which basically means that he can like shoot a grenade or 2.
Finally.
I probably... No dice? Okay, we'll get you up here. You may as well take a shot. If you can kill the sectoid, that'll be lovely, but...
Just a little off.
Could be worse. We just gotta make sure people don't die. I think you just, like, maybe I'm just being a bit reckless now, because I'm sort of like being a little too aggressive in pushing forward. And it's sort of like, I know I can, so, you know, why worry about it? But then, I suppose, you know, from the flip side, it's not the safest thing to do, so... Let's hit you everything. Now, Maxine, you'll get a kill. Or not.
Still moving. Running dry.
Unbelievable.
Finally.
It's funny actually, because it's like you think about like what you think is a reasonable it's like you think about what's a reasonable hit chance, and it's like you interpret it as it, and it's like if you interpret something that's higher than 50%, you think, okay, I'm gonna hit this. I'm surprised the sectoid didn't choose to shoot, but I'll take it. Hey, interesting place for an Overwatch. Now. Okay, so that sectoid is not going to do much unless we smack it with a grenade. You have 52% chance to shoot, and you have to reload. Isn't that amazing?
Ready to engage.
41. Isn't that lovely? Well, what are we going to do now, I suppose? He's shooting from behind.
I hope it's worth it.
That'll be much easier.
Big deal.
Now. Gotta take each victory as they come. Now, he's gonna be the last resort because he's got a grenade, and everyone else is just gonna walk in and take shots at the sectoid. Oh, you actually can't? Oh, because okay, so it means you probably won't have a shot either.
What's over there?
So if anyone has a shot at the sectoid, probably be a great time. Maybe you could blow that. We'll see what happens. Okay. Oh, someone's got a shot. Okay, please do. 1 in 5. Sorry, that should be 1 in 4.
Got no ammo.
Good God, I hate probability. Anyway. Bye-bye.
Here, catch.
Oh, could be worse.
Confirmation. Area secured. Status confirmed. Mission accomplished.
So, yeah, I'm kind of just gonna skip all the intros and then we'll just kind of just get right into the game, and then yeah, I'll still do the story segments, but kind of just want to get through the intro, just do the organizing and then the promotions and all that. So at least you can see my thinking process, because right now it's sort of like I want to focus a bit more on the strategy, and then it's like maybe once I reach the black side, then we'll let the story roll its course, because I don't know, it just feels like I'm kind of being doing way too much of the the beginning start of XCOM that like I just really haven't moved to the rest of it, so it's gonna take a while to do that. So yeah, I mean, so far pretty straightforward Gatecrasher mission. Unfortunately, one person died, which means, and very honestly, it's more a product of bad luck in my opinion. But she was on higher cup. She was definitely higher top, but in half cover, which was not the best thing to do. So, but we got plus 2 HP, which is really good. Incoming iron skin, not that great. So just quickly constitute that.
Commander,
Research.
to the research labs.
Okay, no, assign research now. Thank you. I always forget what I'm supposed to research first. I'm pretty sure it's like alien biotech. Or because we don't need resistance communications yet, so we can always start with alien biotech, and then that will get the ball rolling. Alright, engineering, not interested, thank you. Armory, what's going on with you soldiers? Okay, let's do some promotions. So we've got a high aim guy, but with low HP and low movement, so I really want to make him a sniper. They all got surprisingly well. Some of the aims are pretty terrible. So let's look at those with the relatively high aim. So we're looking in the high 60s. So Jess looks like a reasonable candidate for a ranger. So I will do that. Thank you. So commander's choice. We'll go for a ranger, because rangers we kind of need to stack up the aim. And then alright. So who's next? So highest aim 74, 74 with 13, so I don't think that's going to be too useful. Maxine with 55 aim, that's actually the lowest of the whole lot. I'm trying to think that what can I take advantage of with the high movement, and I'm just thinking that's, you know, it's kind of fairly mediocre. If you've got low aim, then you're probably better off as a grenadier or a specialist, or some role where you're not going to really be able to shoot that all that much. So it's a bit tricky to figure out what to do with you. So the other thing I could probably do is get you to be a technical, because then the high movement basically means that you've got a better chance of running up front, doing that flamethrower, and then getting in a good position to do a flamethrower. So that is a possibility. The problem is that you've got low HP, so which means that it's gonna be a bit risky at first. So we'll think about that one later. So now we've got Tracy. She's got or Kathleen. Kathleen or Tracy, they both got pretty low aim. Tracy's got much higher health though. But what I'm looking more importantly is at the hack stat. And Kathleen's got the highest at 11, so I think we're gonna make Kathleen a specialist, even though she's injured, so it'll be a while to get her off the ground. But it'll be nice to have a higher hack for our specialist. Alright, I'm not gonna really talk to the rest, because that's gonna take a while, so if you give me a moment, I will just go ahead and promote some of the others. Alright, so I ended up with 2 specialists, 1 grenadier, 1 shinobi, 1 technical, 1 sharpshooter, 1 ranger. Didn't really go for a gunner this time around. I found that in my Vigilant Iron Man run that I was just kind of having a bit of trouble fitting them in, and it just felt like, you know, they were just kind of a poor version of a ranger, so really couldn't justify like having one around, so to speak. So do I have any engineers? No, I do not, of course. But I do want to build a... No, so bonus special? No, I want soldiers. So I'm gonna go for the Guerrilla Tactics School to begin with.
Guerrilla Tactics School construction initiated.
And then we can get officers rolling. So, hello, black market. Yes, let's go grab that black
Avenger
market.
plotting new course.
So, we just see what we can get. Maybe we could probably get another soldier or 2, but we'll see what happens. Alright, so we're in the eastern US, and then let's see what we can purchase. We can get a gunner. After just all that stuff I say about gunners, but sure, we'll grab them. It's better than nothing, and because we really don't get all that much opportunities to really expand.
Course for Eastern United States.
So I think it's important that we get the opportunity to do so. So not much we can do for the scanning for the time being, but we'll definitely get a couple of missions where we'll get the ball rolling. Alright, view target, 5 days 23 hours. There's our engineer. So what we're going to do is that we're definitely going to 6 days 7 hours. So that's okay. I definitely need to edit my squads. I've been thinking about what I want to do with my squads, and I think the best thing to do is actually kind of so firstly I'm gonna rename this, and I'm just gonna say Alpha, so that basically our A team, and then we're just gonna assign a good spread of people. So Shinobi, Grenadier, Technical, Gunner. Okay, so we'll leave Team Alpha out there, and then what we do, I don't want Screaming Eagles, rename Beta, and then you know what, I'll just do a few more. So, sue me, I like my Greek letters, we'll roll with that for the time being. So, for now we will put down the squad beta, assign a bunch of rookies. So, we definitely want to, yeah, we're just putting a bunch of rookies. Alright, let's send them off. I've only given the low aim rookies a couple of extra, like basically 2 frag grenades instead of 1 frag and 1 flashbang, just so that they have an opportunity to do damage in that sense. So, I may question my decision, but I mean, it's kind of like if they can't like shoot, then why should I kind of like bother, you know, getting them around? So this is an extract VIP mission. Probably double check that one. Free VIP for my advent cell. I'm an idiot. I should have brought a specialist along. High hat would have been nice. So we'll just okay. So there's another one. There's 4 days, 14 hours. Smash and grab. Okay. So smash and grab is a new type of mission in Long War. In that basically you get to raid a bunch of stuff, and it's effectively get supplies because what they've done is they tweak some of the supply raid missions such that it's not really all that viable to go on supply raids anymore. So it makes sense that you want to kind of aim for a smash and grab. The smash and grab missions are basically their way of dealing sort of like with, you know what, I actually want to put the A team on this one, even though let's put the A team on this one, but we definitely don't need everyone. So we definitely don't want our sharpshooter because you kind of need more bow people for this one. So Shinobi, technical. Now technical, you've only got like a flamethrower, but you definitely want an SMG. And then Shinobi definitely needs an SMG. That's fine. Got that. Specialist. Do we need a specialist? No, not really. No, it's not going to be that useful. So we'll go with the Ranger and the Grenadier. Grenadier will definitely go all frags. We definitely need all that damage, and then yeah, we can send this team off. Hopefully they come back with some nice loot and some nice stuff to get. Now I actually don't have an assault, which is kind of worrying, but the reality of it is that some of the stats just really didn't warrant having an assault, so to speak. So I suppose some people may disagree, but okay. No cinematics this time. Thank you.
The advent officers have clearly been modified to allow for their subordinates to receive new orders.
Thank you, Dr. Taigan.
The implanted chip is the key.
Okay. Probably don't need resistive communications yet, but really, let's go for modular weapons so that we can actually take advantage of some of the weapon parts we pick
I'll
up.
contact you when I have a full report available.
And then we'll get the ball rolling. All right, thank you. 3 days, 3 hours. That's a tricky one. It's extremely light, so we can definitely get a specialist there. This time we can get a sharpshooter in, and then we may as well get our gunner in as well. Now, unfortunately, this is actually not possible. So we are definitely going to be ignoring that mission. Oh boy. Alright. Until one of them hits 100, that'll be the next one we'll be starting on, so...
The outcome of this research can only further our advances, Commander.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Taigan. Okay, now we do resistive communications.
I had assumed you'd make that research a priority, Commander. I'll notify you as soon as the report is available.
Then the beta team is gonna be oh okay, looks like our alpha team is gonna be the first one next. So as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next video where we will take on Operation Aqua Reverie. Yes, I installed them up on new names, so look forward to those new names.